A while back, I released 2 videos here on the channel showing how Rockstar's trailers deceived all GTA 5 players. In these videos, I showed bizarre differences of things that happened in the trailers and were completely different after the release of GTA 5. GTA 6 hasn't even come out yet, but from trailer 1 to trailer 2, you can already see an absurd difference between the two. Not just graphically, okay, but changes in NPCs among other things as well. Before getting into specific differences from trailer 1 to trailer 2 of GTA 6, there is something very important that needs to be said right at the beginning. Anyone who has followed Rockstar for years knows that historically the trailers almost never represent the game's visual peak. Typically, when a Rockstar game is released, it surpasses what was shown in the trailers, and that gets me even more excited, you know? Because the second trailer not only improves on the first one, but it also makes the first trailer look much simpler, you know? Well detailed, but kinda meh, you know? More mediocre, let's say. And man, this is bizarre because when trailer 1 was released, a lot of people believed that was kind of the limit of what could be done, you know, like Rockstar was already at the limit. And then when the guys come and drop trailer 2, they released this bombshell that improved a lot, and they even had to turn public during the release of these trailers to say that what we saw in the trailers was not a cutscene. In other words, it was not a cinematic. I mean, look at the level of these guys. They have to explain that it's not cinematic just for people to believe that this is really what they will receive as the final product. How bizarre. And the most curious thing is to realize that these changes are not so obvious at first glance, like it's not something you notice casually, but they appear when you rewatch a few times, pause there and compare and observe all the details. And that's exactly what makes these improvements more impressive, because once you see these things, it's kind of impossible to unsee them, you know? So let's go. Without further explanation, let's get started. One of the first differences that really catches your attention when you compare the two trailers side by side is the appearance of one of the NPCs in this trailer. There's an NPC that appears in trailer 1, and he has some hair there. I think it's dreads, not really sure. I don't know the name of that hairstyle. And he's wearing a white tank top with several gold chains around his neck. This same NPC reappears in trailer 2, however, he has changed a lot. His facial model, the tattoo, is very different, but you can tell it's the same NPC, first because of the white tank top, and second because of the exact same chains. The same 3 chains that the character wears in trailer 1, he is wearing in trailer 2, basically in the same order, so you can see that that NPC was basically rebuilt from scratch, maybe for more realism, or to completely change the NPC. I don't know what Rockstar's idea was here, but there was this change. And if you think that was the only NPC altered, my brother, you are very mistaken. One of the most ignored changes by many people are the real Dimez rappers. The difference between trailer 1 and trailer 2 of these two rappers is so big that many people didn't even realize they appear in both trailers. I think a lot of people there thought they were different NPCs. In trailer 1, we have Baylux and Roxy. They appear briefly in a scene that looks like a social media video, dancing on a car. It looks like someone is recording to post on TikTok or Instagram, I don't know. It's a short appearance right at that part where the cars are drifting. In trailer 2, their look changes completely. Roxy had her face completely altered, her facial features changed completely, her hair is much darker and fuller because it looks like there are some strands there in trailer 1, something like that, and the level of detail of Roxy is also much better. Honestly, it looks like the model was changed, not adjusted, but it's not as different as the next one I'm going to show you here, which is Baylux. With Baylux, something much more extreme happened. From a visual perspective, everything about her changed. Her face, body, hair, clothes, proportion, everything. It doesn't look like Baylux was refined. It looks like she was remade from scratch to replace that old NPC, you know? Some people might even say that they are not the same NPCs from trailer 1 because they really look very different. But what confirms that they are exactly the same characters are 2 very specific details. The first one is the context, with 2 influencer rappers appearing together in both trailers, right? That's the first part. And the second detail that confirms even more that it's them is the chains that each one wears, which remain the same in both trailers. For example, Roxy wears a chain with 2 R's, one facing the other, inverted. And you can see her wearing it in both trailer 1 and trailer 2, making it clear that yes, they are the same NPCs, but looking at them side by side, man, they are bizarrely different. Baylux, well, she was swapped out, right? The other one may have been refined, but Baylux, definitely her model was swapped out. Another difference that draws a lot of attention is the clothes in general, but focusing here on what we saw a lot in the trailers, let's talk about Lucia's dress. In trailer 1, I think she's wearing the same dress that she appears in trailer 2, which is that golden dress. At least I had that impression. In trailer 1, the moment she's wearing it is when she's inside the convertible car with her arms up. To me, it seems like it's exactly the same dress she's wearing in trailer 2. I think when she goes to the yacht, and also when she goes to the club with Jason. However, in trailer 1, that golden dress, it was already beautiful. It had a shine. It was already cool, you know? Like, it was a very well-made digital material. But in trailer 2, guys, that dress looks completely different. Like, it no longer seems to have a single texture. It gives the impression that it is actually composed of several small shiny elements, and each of these points, right, reacts to light independently. Like when you're watching her dance there at the club, you see that her dress reacts to the surrounding environment, right? The colors reflect correctly and the lighting changes as Lucia moves, like the fabric responding perfectly. It's a crazy thing, but man, like when you look at trailer 2 and compare it to her dress in trailer 1, man, like the one from trailer 1 looks like a video game and the one from 2 looks like it's real life. And speaking of Lucia, let's talk now about her face, which underwent some subtle changes, let's say. But that make a certain difference, at least from my point of view. In trailer 2 compared to trailer 1, I think her face is more polished, like more detailed and expressive. The shadow looks more natural, the eye has more depth, you know? It seems less like a video game and more real, you know what I mean? In addition, to me, her shape seems to have been slightly adjusted. Her cheek, you know that part of the cheek that's a little thinner, making the lower part of the face less rounded? This difference to me is very clear in that scene where she's in the car looking back in trailer 1. When you take that scene there, you see that her face is a little rounder, and in trailer 2, regardless of the scene, you see that her face is a bit thinner, you know? A little more pointed, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a radical change, but when you put the two versions side by side, you can see that in addition to the graphic issue, right? Like, it's more polished, there was also a slight difference in her face. The physics of Lucia's hair, which was already impressive in trailer 1, right? It was pretty cool there, especially in that scene where she's on top of the car with her arms up. It got even better in trailer 2. In trailer 1, her hair movement already caught attention, right? It already seemed realistic, not only in that scene. There's also that scene where she's in a bikini, I think, on top of the building. You can see the hair there very detailed, but it was still clear. It looked like a video game. In trailer 2, folks, it looks like real life even. The system is much more refined. The hair reacts better to the wind. There are several scenes with Lucia in the wind, like both going to the side of the car or her climbing on top of Jason. So it's something much more bizarre and refined, this hair issue. And still talking about hair, right? Obviously, I'm talking more about Lucia's hair because she has long hair. But besides her, you can also see Raul's hair. During the moment he appears there in trailer 2, you can see his hair moving well, making it clear that this level of detailing is not exclusive to Lucia, you know? It's also part of other characters here, like this guy here who looks like the 21st century Dutch. So now you can get a sense, right? If Lucia underwent a nice refinement to become more polished in trailer 2, Jason, to me, underwent something much more noticeable, okay? Comparing trailer 2 with trailer 1, Jason looks like a different person. You can see it's the same model there, just fixed up, but he looks very different because it wasn't just an increase in resolution or detail. His face, I had the impression that he looks younger, like less rigid, less artificial. And the skin, the proportions, like even the overall expression ends up changing. In trailer 1, his look was very good, but now it feels like Rockstar has refined the entire model to make him more believable in the situation. Another detail is the style, which I don't know if it makes any difference or not, right? In the first trailer, Jason always appears with short hair and no glasses, with a more closed and simpler look. In the trailer 2, he has a more relaxed style, you know? Hair a bit longer, more casual, wearing glasses, cap, well, you know, he seems to be a slightly more stylish guy. It may be just a detail from one trailer to another, but I think he has evolved slightly and there's a bit of a change in his face. I'm not even comparing it to the 2022 leaks, okay? Because there, it's literally practically like another character. Another thing you can notice in general as a difference between trailer 1 and trailer 2 are the car reflections or ray tracing in a general way, right? Because in trailer 1 you can see several cars, that's natural in GTA, and the vehicles, they already had a very high graphic level, right? About reflections and resolution. However, guys, in trailer 2 the reflections are much more precise, clearer, more dynamic, like it's really responding to the entire environment around it, and it seems like it was more locked in trailer 1, you know? You can see the environment in trailer 2 being reflected on the bodywork in real time with fidelity, polished surface, interaction between light, shadow, material. It's all very natural. And it's one of the improvements that only becomes evident when you compare the trailers side by side. Otherwise, you might think both are very good, and then you can't see the huge leap that happened from trailer 1 to trailer 2, which was something like really bizarre. I don't know what you guys think about this, and if there's anything else that was different from trailer 1 to trailer 2 and I didn't notice and didn't bring it here for you, but if you know of anything, comment down below so I can find out too. And if you already want to see how Rockstar fooled everyone with GTA 5 trailers, because like a lot of things really turned out different, click here next to the yellow arrow because there's a comparison showing everything as it was in the GTA 5 trailers and how it turned out in the actual game. And man, there's a lot of changes. Click there because this video is really good. You'll be kind of wary about the release of GTA 6. But that's it, guys. I hope hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe. Until the next video, cheers and see you later.